Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Santa's Workshop, the Art of Holiday Selling with Joel Schaffer. Today, you are listening using your computer speaker system by default. You'll have the opportunity to submit questions to Joel by typing them into the questions pane on the control panel. You may send in your questions at any time. We will collect these and address them during the Q&A session at the end. Joel is CEO and founder of Soundline, LLC, 1986, the pioneering supplier to the promotional products industry of music and audio products on vinyl, tape, compact discs, USB devices, and downloads. He has brought many innovations to the industry, including conducting the first ever webinar in 2004 and publishing an audio cassette magazine entitled Specialty Tracks from 7 Years. Today, this will be called a podcast and provided on the internet. Joel has 54 years of promotional products industry experience. He's proud to say, I was a distributor before going over to the dark side. He served on the PPAI Board of Directors and was inducted into the PPAI Hall of Fame in 2017. He is the second recipient of ASI's Marvin Spike Industry Lifetime Achievement Award. He is the recipient of PPAI's Distinguished Service Award. He's been recognised by the Counselor magazine as one of the industry's 50 most influential people. He's past chairman of both the Specialty Advertising Association of Greater New York and the Foundation. He's a Specialty Advertising Association of Greater New York Hall of Fame member. He's facilitated education programs for every regional association in the industry that's continuing a career as a teacher. He's a frequent guest writer in Counselor, PPP, and other industry publications. He's facilitated over 200 classes for the National Association, Regionals, ASI, Canada, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, and for other associations such as Bankers, Safety and Wellness Directors, etc. Now into his 70s, he still serves on regional and national committees and task forces, as well as writing a regular column in Promo Corner. He is semi-retired and living in the Charlotte, NC area. He said he's only semi-retired because I don't do nothing well. I will now hand this over to Joel.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry I gave you such a long bio. That's only good for relatives to let them know I didn't do badly in my life. Good afternoon or good evening. No, it's good morning. And for you to know, it is good evening here. It's July 4th. I've just finished celebrating July 4th in the somewhat United States, but we won't get political. You've got your own issues in Australia. All in all, what's important is I've been doing Santa's Workshop for about 25 years. I've been on the road, not recently, with Santa's Workshop, and this was part of it. This was the generic part that really didn't talk about anybody's line. It talked about how to grab business in the holiday gift marketplace. I will keep my little remarks aside as much as possible, but I'd love to make them. The difference between Australia and us, I did find out, and I do know that your Christmas is in the summertime. Santa Claus is wearing shorts. Here, Santa Claus is wearing warmer clothing. But I will tell you that the holiday gift selling season here, and I'll say, and I won't use that often, I'll assume it's similar in Australia and New Zealand. The holiday gift selling season actually represents approximately 35% of a distributor's business in the United States in our area. It includes a heck of a lot of opportunity, but more business is left on the table than is taken by distributors. In 2018, a gift satisfaction survey revealed that 33% of respondents received a memorable corporate gift they felt better about the company. Survey after survey indicates that a branded promotional product leaves a positive influence on the person who gets it, as does a business gift. And we're going to talk right now about gearing up now. It is roughly halfway between last Christmas and next Christmas. I call it Halfmas. It is absolutely the perfect time for you right now. And I know you're in your winter and we're in our summer, but it is the perfect time right now to get out there and tuck away holiday gift business, greeting card business, calendar business, before your clients get busy in their busy season. Here, of course, it's the fall for us. For you, it's the spring. But the reality check is it all gears up towards that Christmas season, which in retail is the big cash cow, as we know. All right, let's see if we can hit this. Forget the pun, but it is months before Christmas, and all through the land, not a creature is stirring. So stir. I took out the naughty word that was in there. Stir now. Stir while nobody else is. Now, I know the market that you're in is smaller. The number of distributors out there is smaller, but a lot of people will go online. They'll go to a supermarket. They'll go directly to somebody who sells online. They'll go to a gift store. They will begin to pick out holiday greeting cards and gifts unbeknownst to you. And often when you get into their office, it's a bit too late. Now is the perfect time to do it. Let's see how our best practice for doing it. Let me get down right there. I did just a little research. I need to move a bar for me to get this out. Okay, there it is. Christmas is held in Australia in the middle of Australia's blistering summer. It seems to be the culture down there is a beach day, maybe a strange activity for us up here because we're talking and thinking white Christmas. But for the Aussie locals, going to the beach in the Christmas season is an activity. Barbecues, which we just celebrated today because it's our July 4th, is another part of your celebration. This is what I've studied and this is what I think I know. Christmas street parties, the heat lingers well around to sunset, but street parties seem to be part of the culture. Christmas lights, giant trees, bubbles, that does not change no matter what continent we are. And there seems to be a growing popularity in caroling around Australian cities. Now, this comes from Google, so don't hold it against me when I did just a bit of research to find out what the culture is in your neck of the woods as opposed to where we are up here. I said to you that it is a business within a business. By that, I mean you are morphing, if you will, from a promotional products distributor to a gift counselor. The average distributor does 35% or more of their business in the fourth quarter of the year. The quarter is the same with you. It would be the first quarter of the year. The best practice is to tool for the season in the second quarter of the year, April, June here. For the same for you, the month doesn't change. Now is the perfect time to tool for your season. I need to motivate you to go. I'm going to try to get more gift business. It's out there. For 80% of the businesses in the United States of America buy something for the holiday season. It could be for their employees. It could be for their government officials. It could be for their customers. 80% of all businesses do something for the holiday season. If you don't sell 80% of your customers something for the holiday season, you're leaving business on the table. You need to roll out your marketing right now. I'm going to show you one of the ways that has been successful for us to roll out the marketing, and there's no difference down there. You got to sell like crazy after Labor Day. By that, our Labor Day celebration is the end of the summer. Today is July 4th for us. Labor Day is on or about September 4th. It's 2 months away. It's 60 days away. And that officially starts the back to school for the American school children. And it starts the back to business for the people, no more vacations. And that starts the serious business cycle heading up to the holiday season. So let's forget the word Labor Day. Let's just look at the word September 1. And that's when the selling season actually can begin more so than it is right now. Okay. I want you to meet your competition. Since I've been doing this 25 years ago, we didn't have this competition. The easiest way out for a buyer today is to buy a gift card, whether it's Amazon, whether it's American Express, whether it's iTunes, or a uniquely Australian or New Zealand type company. Buying a gift card and giving a I'll use US dollars, a $25 gift card, a $50 gift card has replaced people going and selecting gifts for their employees, for their customers, for their valued assets. That is your competition. You can't do anything about it except be persuasive to your buyers and explain to them that buying a gift card really says the following: Mary, I didn't really take much time to buy you a gift to select something I think you would like to be unique and individual. Therefore, I'm giving you a gift card. Put it in your wallet and go spend it when you spend your money on anything else. You'll never remember I gave you the gift card. You won't even know where it came from when you redeem it. The point is, it is a substitute for my taking time to select and give you a gift that means a lot to our relationship. How do you get there from here? I'm showing in the top left corner an executive gift collection binder. Find a binder, whether it's a retail store, whether you get it from a supplier, a 3-ring binder. That binder is your personal executive gift collection. In the United States, there was a phenomenal marketer called Horchow. They would put out a Christmas deluxe collection. At the very front of their collection was a gift nobody in this world could afford. I remember one of the great gifts was an airplane. Another gift was a bar. It looked like it came straight out of London. And this was Horchow's way of saying, think big. And from there, they then showed gifts that were reasonably $1,000, $500 US, and down the line. We need to create your executive gift collection. Once you start, it is easy. It is easy to present in person. It's easy to present online. It's easy to present in a webinar for your customers when you have your holiday gift showcase and you invite everybody to it. Remember, you are an executive gift advisor. I'm showing a business card here because you have a schizophrenic personality. In one regard, you're a branding specialist. In another regard, you're an award specialist. In another regard, you're a motivation specialist. You work on service longevity. You work on safety. You work on so many different fundraising, so many different areas. One business card cannot say it all. In this case, you are a holiday gift advisor. And printing your own little business card on your inkjet printer and having them so that you are talking specifically to people that you will meet for lunch, or you'll meet in an elevator, or you'll meet on anywhere in a networking meeting. This is the time to say, I'd like to come and talk to you. We are holiday gift advisors, and I'd like to come and talk to you about your holiday gifts for this year. So I strongly suggest that you go out and get some plain perforated business cards, print them up, and keep that as your unique business card for this section of your life. Now, you need to populate the executive gift collection that I am asking you to create. How do you do that? You put you into the executive gift collection. First, you got to get it done. You've got to set your goals to assemble a collection of business and executive gifts. We're sitting here on July 4th. It is not unreasonable for you to set a goal of August 1st and say, I'm going to do this. There's no downside to it. It doesn't cost you anything. The binder is online is fictitious. The binder in real life may cost you a few bucks, but you've got to get it done. And the faster you do it, and once you do it, you'll have the template for future years. Get it done. Manage yourself by objectives and set it for August 1. Cull through all the catalogs that you get. In our case, I put Sage and ESP, which is ASI, and you have your resources. I know many of you are using ASI and even Sage, I would imagine. Cull through the catalogs that you'll see online. Pick your favorite suppliers. Be careful. Pick only trusted suppliers. Because of supply chain issues, it's even worse than ever. Because of the incredible number of people who are bringing gifts and promotional products in from China and other Asian countries, that doesn't mean they're to be trusted in the season when you're looking for delivery. You do not want to be disappointed, and you don't want supply chain issues. Look for unique gifts. Your customers do ask you, what's new? It's one of their favorite questions. And one of my favorite sarcastic answers are, you haven't bought everything that's old and good, but we're not going to fight with the customers. Look for what you consider to be unique gifts. Select about 50. That's it. With a focus on proven products and a sprinkling of new and unique. What is a proven product for the holiday season? I will not answer that. You are distributors. You know the things that your customers seem to migrate to over and over and over again. Go with the proven products. Sprinkle it with new, sprinkle it with unique, sprinkle it with exciting. And don't think you can't be bold. You want to show the clients that you're thinking outside the box. You want to show the clients you're up with the current trends. So when you're looking at your 50 and one of your electronic suppliers is telling you about the latest gizmo with or without batteries, think about that and put that into your executive gift collection. Test your selections with a focus group made up of different people. After you put this together, show it to your spouse, show it to a friend, show it to a customer, show it to a fellow distributor with whom you do not compete. Don't assume that what you put in there is gospel. You're probably right, and it is your taste and your book and your recommendation, but it's good to test it because somebody will tell you, take this one out. And somebody will also tell you, hey, you left this thing out, and they may have more knowledge than you do about what should go in there. This is not Australian dollars. This is American dollars. Start your collection with the very first page of your album at $500. I wish we had customers that want to spend that much money on a holiday or Christmas gift. But remember, you're presenting a wish book. And when you open this book or flip it in an online catalog presentation, you're starting with somebody who goes, geez, boy, I wish I could afford that. But it sets a tone for them. And you probably know what I already know. Some customers will say, I'm looking for, again, US dollars. I'm looking for a $10 gift or a $5 gift or a $1 gift. But when they see something for $1.50, they see something for $7, they tend to stretch that budget if they like it. Sometimes they'll cut the quantity, but basically they will stretch that budget. Start your collection at $500 with one, maybe two items and no more. Then go down quickly to a product maybe at $400, $3, $2, $1, $75, $50. Go quickly down that range of 6 or 7 price breaks. But if the Australian market is like the American market, the average budget is between $5 and $25 in the United States. And if it's with you, then you spend, we said 50, if you got 10 that cover the high price range, and then 40 items in your collection that are between $5 and $25, and I'm sure Australia is similar in the budgets that people have. Now, who are they spending this on? You know as well as I do, they're spending it on their employees, they're spending it on their key people and customers, and they could be spending it on public relations investments as well. The majority of your 80% of what you have, which is literally what I just said, 40, should be in the $5 to $25 category. What is it that you're putting in there? I'll be a little more specific on the next slide. Remember this, and this is probably not cultural, this is etiquette. Branded product is what you specialize in, not for the holiday season. It is not that people don't want to see an IBM logo or some kind of logo on the product. They'd rather see their initials on the product. This is a gift. It's not a branded promotion. It's hard to explain to your existing clients to subordinate their personalization of their logo, unless it's possibly to their employees who may value that logo on an umbrella or such. But the personalization is memorable. People, even if they don't use it, tend not to throw away something that's got their name on it. So it's a gift that will be built to last. Personalization. I have an end user sheet that I will send to anybody who drops me an email, and it's advice to an end user on what to do for holiday gift, the do's and don'ts of holiday gifting in there. Select only reliable and known vendors. I've already said that to you. And let's talk about the product presentation. You're going to get a binder wherever you get it. And again, you could do a flip catalog online. Flip software is available. It's free. If you don't have it now, send me an email. I'll refer you to Flipbook and so many others you can get for free, or spend $100 and have it and own the software to make your own Flipbooks for any market you want. Create an image binder that you will use every year. If you do get one and you're able to gold foil stamp the cover that says ABC Enterprises Executive Gift Collection, you're going to use this binder if you're making physical sales calls. You're going to make this over and over and over. However, the content will change from time to time. Probably half your content will change each year, but mostly it will stay there because you have a lot of staples in there. Ask suppliers. If it were me, say, Joel, I want a 200 to 300 DPI, and I'm using inches because Americans are too stupid to go metric. I want an 8.5 by 11 photograph, a JPEG, not a catalog sheet of this one product, like I'm showing over here, an etched picture. That's all you want. You don't want their name on it. You don't want any information. You just want a pretty picture. All the information about that product you will put on a piece of paper, and you will have your cheat sheet. The customer is only going to see a sexy, good-looking image of a product you want them to know. So when Charlie says to you, I like that, how much is that? You'll know because you'll have your cheat sheet with your price. You'll know who your supplier is. You'll know everything there is to know. But Charlie's going to have to ask you how much it is. And you're going to say, Charlie, it's a little above your budget, but I think you could do it. And you're going to present that to Charlie as he looks at it or she looks at it. Charlotte or Charlie. You're looking for photos, catalog photos. Everybody starts their catalog with a photo, then they put the type on. You just want that image. You are now going to print in 4 colors on your color printer, or you go to a color copy store and print out the right size for your binder, the translation size into an A, whatever it is. And you're going to put it in, as you can see on the bottom right, they have them by you, they have them by us, a little glassine folder holder where these pictures will slide in, and they're already pre-punched for the loose leaf binder. So on the front of that, you tuck in that picture, behind it, you tuck in another picture. And if you're doing 50 of these things, you need 25 dividers, and you have your album. You do not want catalog sheets. You don't want them to know. It's not that you don't want them to know where it's coming from. You just want pretty pictures. You want it to look upmarket and high class, and throwing logos on there from the manufacturer is not going to work for you. I told you about the clear page holders that we're going to use. Set this catalog, your own presentation, online or real, in descending order, because people will spend more. So if you happen to stop on a $15 American page and they're really looking to spend $10 American, they may just stretch to that. So don't make any assumptions. Start and go down, let them go, and you can go faster, as you know your buyers better than anybody, but so you can go as fast as you want to until you hit their budget. Place the prices on a separate sheet, or put it on back of the picture if you want, so you can pull the picture out and say, this comes from ABC Enterprises and 100 pieces or $15. So you've got your stuff there, but you're not showing it to them. You're coming across as a designer. Here, and by you have interior designers. When they come to you and they're going to design your new home, they're showing you fabrics, they're showing you swatches, they're showing you pictures. They're not showing you who makes it. They don't care. They're not showing you prices until you go, I like that sofa. And then you could talk about how much the thing would cost. This is the way you're approaching them as an upmarket gift counselor. It's change of who you are and how you do business. It's a totally different personality that you're trying to do. At the end of this, much like a newspaper here, probably Australia as well, and as those of you who are old enough to remember newspapers, the sports section was there. Well, I happen to love the sports section. At the end of this little catalog, consider putting in a calendar and diary line. Consider putting in greeting cards. Those 2 items are also purchased heavily in the end of year holiday selling season. Now, you're not at the end of year when you do this. We're in December, you're in the summer. So it may not be the best advice for you. You'll have to make that judgment. But greeting cards, absolutely. Don't let your client go on and buy a greeting card, and steer your clients away from electronic greeting cards, because most corporations all across the globe block electronic greeting cards. They simply do not get through. When Sony sent out 2 million electronic greeting cards, they didn't get through. 1.2 million never made it through, because the firewalls and corporations will not allow electronic greeting cards to get through. It's like they're Trojan horses. Awards, again, because it's the end of the year here, I don't know that it works as well for you, but when you're at the end of the year for you, when you're a fiscal calendar year, when it's December for you, that's when people are knowing who the salesman of the year is. And obviously that's the time to take out the the awards catalog. And the same here for seasonal apparel, which you can do. You're heading into your Christmases in the summer. So talking a little about the new ideas for seasonal apparel for the fall with you may be appropriate. The point is, this is a gift book, and you could add just a few things to the end to season it up and allow yourself to transition into a couple of other things that you're working with. Gift ideas with COVID, I'm going to pass this slide. But when last I did this, we talked about things for COVID. The one takeaway that you have here, and Australia may well be the same, America has been left with a lot of people working out of their house. I'm talking to you from my house right now, but then this is a holiday for us. The point I make is a lot of the gifts right now are focused on something for the employee that they can use in their home. So with that, the list is here. And by the way, these slides are available to you from your association, or if you write me an email, I'll send them to you in a PDF form so you don't have to take any notes. But nevertheless, something that works at home for an employee holiday gift that is not consumed like a turkey or a ham, that lives on and stays. And logos on this are okay because employees don't mind the logo, but others do. Think about the home, think about where the gifts are going, and think about the employees that will get it and employee-related items. So that's the COVID slide, but the takeaway is more people are working at home than ever before. Early marketing, that's today. When you're ready, you need to go to market. You know, we're in the marketing business, and I have always griped that we're not good at self-marketing. We're not good at self-promotion. And the reason being, most of us get up Monday and our goal and our function and our whole thought process is, I'm going to sell, 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 sell. Well, my advice always has been pick a Monday, first, second, third, or fourth Monday of the month. That is the day you are the vice president of marketing for your big or small business, and you do nothing but go to market, do your marketing tools, do your marketing plans and programs, and do it for yourself. 12 days a year, become the vice president of marketing for yourself, put it on your calendar then. Do not answer the phone, do not violate this. You need to be your own marketer. So early marketing for me is getting out of the gate, prepare all marketing materials between now and August 1st. Arrange for early bird pricing. Use your own early order incentives. If you called me today and called your suppliers and said, hey, Sally, I'm doing a Christmas or holiday package, trying to get out of the gate early and get holiday sales. I'm interested in your XYZ too. As a matter of fact, I want to feature it. If you send me a JPEG of that only, it's going to be one of my premier presenting items. And I would like you to give me preferential pricing if you can, because I would like to offer that to my customers so that they can purchase early from me. Most suppliers will go, yes, I'll give it to you on this item. They'll probably give it to you through the end of the year. And that gives you an opportunity to come to your clients early and say, Mrs. Jones, if you purchase now, I can extend to you early order incentives such as in quantity price, no setup charge or something. Suppliers generally will play ball if you're very specific, telling them what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and why you're going to do it. They want to be a part of it, and they can certainly afford to give you EQP on a single product or on a group of products that you've identified you're going to sell. Create an invitation or an announcement. There's one on the right. It goes back to 2006. Mail it as if you were inviting somebody to your wedding. It's time for you to for us to review the executive gift collection. Mail this single piece of paper that you can print, put it in an envelope and mail it out, and invite them to invite you to sit down and review the executive gift collection in the month of August so they can take care of everything they need for the holiday season and see the work that you have put together. Or send them a cute little piece of mailing, which you can see at the bottom. These are cards that I supply to the American marketplace, which are cute cards to gain the attention, to send a Christmas card in the middle of our summer, which is wrong because we're thinking December and suddenly you get a Christmas card in August. Get to market, be a marketer. Do a lumpy mailer. There's nothing better than that to the top 25 potential buyers that you have. Also look within. I went to Texaco, an oil company. I went with a distributor many, many years ago. We set up in the cafeteria. It was a very good customer of hers. We set up in the cafeteria. I walked away, well, it was a month or two later. I walked away with holiday greeting card orders. And my greeting cards were unique because we were the first in the music business. So we did CD greeting cards. Any of you old enough to remember a CD? If not, go to the museum. But we did CD greeting cards. And we wound up selling the international division. We wound up selling the corporate relations. The most obscure departments were buying things. The corporate relations bought 500 CD greeting cards and sent it to every 515, sent it to every congressman and senator. to keep up their relationships with the oil business and the government. You just don't know what nook and cranny within some of the bigger corporations in Australia, in New Zealand, wherever you are, they buy. And they're not always your buyer. So when you ask Harry, who's your buyer, to say, Harry, who else might order in the company or may use holiday greeting cards or such, you're going to get some great referrals in the most obscure places. So create an invitation or announcement, do it by email, do it by snail mail, do it any way you want. Promote Christmas in the summer, in your case, or in the fall, and promote your theme that now, and it's not, you're not thinking Christmas, but now is the time to think Christmas. Go digital, create a PowerPoint slideshow, convert it into a Zoom catalog, or use Microsoft tools to turn it into a video. Add it to your emails, add it to a signature line. Say, preview our holiday gift collection. And you could let them preview the whole thing and self-shop, or you can give them a teaser and say, click here, give us a call, and we'll set up an appointment. Be creative, think outside the box, go to market, be a marketer, not a salesperson at this time. And you got until, I'm setting a deadline for you, August 1st, try it. Post your digital assets on your social networks. Your social networks are the same as the social networks here. Get into groups, ask for the posts to be forwarded. Whether you're in a real estate group on Twitter or whether you're in a safety directors group, there are many, many groups. You don't belong in there. But if you get in and say, this is a good market, I want to be in real estate, of course, is a good market anywhere, even though these people don't spend a whole lot of money, getting into that group and sneaking in a link to your holiday gift collection. They may throw you out for doing that, but at least you got the link in before you get thrown out. The point is, social networks and forwarding this is a ticket to your video or your slide or your flipbook or Zoom catalog presentation. Target your prospects. Do not forget about dormant accounts. You may no longer sell them, but they may still be in business. Contact anybody whose business you know. Existing accounts, network groups, and your prospects. And hopefully you have at least 50 customers in your prospect list. Get on the phone right now, not this second, and ask your buyer saying, hey, Bob, great, we're talking about this, but by the way, who buys your holiday gifts? The by the way question is a powerful question in sales, and it works in any nation. By the way, who buys your holiday gifts? He or she may tell you that it's the president's associate. He or she may say, I do. He or she may direct you to somebody else. And remember the referral, because in a hospital, there are probably 10 different buying centers for holiday gifts. Whether they're doing it for their own doctors or they're doing it for their donors, they are buyers here and probably by you as well. EQP, question is, should that go in your pocket or should it go to them? I would use EQP as a bait to get early orders. You certainly can take the difference in your EQP and put it in your pocket, but you've got a great opportunity to use it as a fishing lure to bring in fish. So it's your decision, but if your supplier gives you EQP, use it no less to steer an early order and get that order in by here, September 1st, so that Christmas, which is in December, is 3 months away, and you're getting that business in right now. Social media is powerful, but I just told you that you're no longer a promotional products branded specialist. Consider establishing your expertise. People respect the written word. Open a gift-specific blog. As a business consultant, through WordPress, Blogger, and Google. For example, there's a woman who's known internationally as Faith Popcorn. And every year, Faith Popcorn tells the world what is the most popular color for 2023. And I don't know where she gets this. She'll say red and green, and she'll pick out whatever it is. Well, for you to say the top 10 business gifts for 2022, and put it on your Word blog, put it out, publish it in some way, shape, or form, who are you to say that? Well, you're a promotional gift consultant. You know better. Your experience with business all across the continent is great, and you know what's hot and what's not. So you should get to writing. If you want, when you send me an email, I'll send it over to you. I'll give you some of I'll send you a link to some of the sheets that I have prepared for the American marketplace They're probably PDFs, and you could change it and certainly change color and other words that we spell wrong. And you could change this and modify it to your marketplace, but get publishing. I know you don't have time. I hear you telling me that right now. I'm busy, Joel. I've got to make a living. I've got to sell. Not on that Monday, in whatever given month it is. You're a marketer. You do nothing except take care of your marketing, your own business, your own territory, your own sales. You may not own the company. You may just be a sales rep, but that is when you need to become a marketer. I cannot impress upon you more that as a marketer for yourself, you're probably less valuable to you. You produce less for yourself than you do for your customers. They pride themselves on your creativity and what you do for them. Ask yourself, what have you done for yourself? Publish to promote. These are just some of the things that I'm showing you right now. Use template-based platforms such as iContact, InDesign, Microsoft Publisher. They're universal, and you can produce them in a second. You probably know how to do it. If I'm talking to a younger audience, it's second nature to you. Open a special blog. If you have a blog, go back and open one and call it the gift consultant, whatever it is. And here's a sexist remark. I believe that nobody of the genders, and I'm only going to do two genders, we're not going to go non-binary, but of the two genders, women have a tremendous advantage. I have seen it in my 55 years in this industry. The creativity of women is second to none. They are better at, they overall have better taste and such. So if there are females listening to me, take your core competency, which is in design and color and shopping for wonderful gifts and ideas, and use that for your customers. This is an asset that they value in you. Become an advisor, and that's what you're going to be. Offer to speak in network groups. I mean, here they're looking for speakers all the time. So when the business network group or the real estate group or this group or that group is meeting, put yourself out there and say, you'd like to talk about the art of holiday gift giving. You're not talking about, when you see some of the newsletters that I have, you're not talking about buy from me and here's what I got for you. You're talking about the do's and don'ts of holiday gift giving. You're talking about popular items. You're talking about things to consider. And if you can do a generic presentation for them, obviously your pitch for your company is there at the end, but offer to speak. Set it up now. It could be in a month, 2, 3, or 4, but if you do it, they'll bring you back for other speak. But right now it's on gifts because virtually everybody you would speak to, if it was a real estate group, they're going to purchase something, even though real estate brokers here in the States are incredibly cheap. Send your information to the local media editors. Now, this is not as easy, and this may be different in different nations, but media people, the business page, looks for an article that comes from you, the gift counselor, that says the 10 top holiday gifts for the year. Who says? Well, you do. Who are you? I'm a gift counselor, that's all. But they like that feed on the business page and they might just pick it up. It's no big deal. So once you've prepared all these materials, consider your local media editors, both online and digital. I mean, digital and analog, both ways. Take care of the media. I'm also thinking of traditional media, which goes with my age, not necessarily yours. Request your marketing program with e-blasts and publications that you may use for any purpose without citation to us. What I'm simply saying is joel@soundline.com. If you want it, best way to do it is send me an email and say, Joel, send me the links to whatever you have, and that's all I'll do. I'll send you the links. The rest is on you. You're free to use whatever you want. Change it. No attribution to me. They wouldn't know me anyhow where you live. This is the kind of thing that we have. These are the kind of things that I did. Now, the tax laws for you are not the tax laws that we have, but there is a $25 gift limit in the United States on what a company can do. After that, it's got to be declared on your income tax. 10 business tips for holiday giving. I think this is universal. Subordinate logos, the images and the details, early bird makes sense, better late than never, blah, 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 blah. So this is some of the materials that I have, but you notice it's colorful, it's there, it's done. And I can publish it, and I have published it over the years. Remember, I'm a supplier. I do not sell to the end user. I work through distributors, but I give them the tools they need, thinking and knowing that the average distributor says, I don't have time for this. I'm too busy selling, placing orders, and administering my business. That's not true. One Monday a month, you're going to have time for this. That's what you got to do. So a lot of what I have, Christmas and holiday, the 10 best practices to do, there's a lot of information you could talk about, send, pick this up. You can turn this into an email by changing the spelling and doing what you must do, and send it out on August 1st as you roll out your products. It is the season to pick up a lot of business you may be leaving on the table. So that's what we got. Buyer tips. Quickly, subordinate your logo, Mrs. Jones, or eliminate them. Unless it's your employees, people don't want your logo, but they're looking for a gift. And when you go to the store and you're in a department store, you're not buying something with logos. That's not exactly true. I'm wearing a shirt with the Polo logo on it and branded merchandise, but it's a little different than having somebody's sardine company's logo on something as opposed to a designer. Take care of the packaging and delivery. Box it, box it, box it. That's value added for you. If it's a shirt, they need tissue, they need a shirt box, and they need wrapping paper. And then they need to wrap it again if it's going in the post or UPS or however you're going to deliver it. But the best way to do holiday gifts, if you can, is to deliver it by hand, Mrs. Jones, because it gives you an opportunity to smile, shake hand, and say happy holidays to the person to whom you're giving it. And you, like me, the key to building our business is getting in to see our key assets or our buyers. Hand delivery is good. And by the way, here in the United States, it is absolutely impossible to ship like a 1 pound gift. Again, wrong unit of measurement because we didn't go metric, but it's impossible to ship a 1 pound gift to a home for anything less than $15 US. So the buyer is spending $5 on a gift and have to ship it to a home for $15. Just makes no sense. Freight has gone out of sight, and I'm sure it's the same down by you. Be first, be noticed, be remembered. This is a uniquely American thing. Thanksgiving is November, is 30 days before Christmas. So I'm talking here about Thanksgiving, but I have no idea anything related to the Thanksgiving holiday that we have and where it falls, if it does at all. I know Canadians have it in October, and I don't know about your marketplace, but we're talking about being first. Is there anything that somebody could send 30 days before everybody sends it that would say, and may we be the first to wish you a happy holiday season? We could do it for Thanksgiving, and that's why marketing people are embracing Thanksgiving, because it's smart. Be unique, alone, and remembered. Do your gifting on New Year's Eve. Hey, I didn't forget about you, but you know, we wanted the holiday season to calm down. So please enjoy our message of goodwill, and may you have a happy and healthy New Year, and we hope you enjoy our gift. There ain't nothing wrong, that's a unique American word. There ain't nothing wrong in doing your gifting on New Year's, because every marketer knows you want to be unique, you want to be different, you want to be remembered. The adage in marketing is be first. But sometimes when everybody's coming with a box of candy, take a break, take a breath. What if this arrived on New Year's or the day after? Absolutely incredible, because no question, you will be remembered, whereas the box of chocolate would not be remembered if you did it with everybody else on Christmas. Gift cards solve the giver's problem. I told that to you. Think twice before shifting the burden. This is buyer tips. Gift cards are impersonal. It says, I haven't taken the time to pick a gift just for you. So if you go this route, the least you can do is package it in a personal way. By that, I mean, if your client is going gift cards, the least you should do is say to the client, what are you putting the gift card in? May I do a branded and personalized holiday greeting card for you? And that's the least they can do, is put it in a branded holiday greeting card that says happy holidays from ABC Meats, or whatever the company is. Holiday gifts should never arrive later than 12:15 because parties, vacations, and other travel take people out of their offices. It is absolutely true that one buyer took a 30-day vacation starting on the 15th, and he was sent fresh fruit from a company called Harry and David. And when he got back to his office, that box was there. It had arrived whatever day it did. And for 30 days, the fresh fruit became nothing more than a odor of rotting fruit. So you got to be careful and be sensitive. Get there early, particularly if it's food, and always taste the food before you buy it. Taste test everything, says you to the buyer. Make sure it isn't cheese that was packaged on a shelf 12 months ago and is available from Walmart, because what we sell and what we deliver to you in the industry is as fresh as it could be. Very important to you, because you don't want to leave a horrible taste in the mouth of one of your buyers, key people to you, Mrs. Jones, if you're buying them something which is nothing more than processed cheese, which has been sitting around for years. Consider COVID-19 in everything you select. It's kind of still there, but I would leave that one out right now. If food is being sent, do not encourage sharing, and that's COVID thing. Try to select individually wrapped gifts. The one thing about food that makes it very good, Mrs. Jones, is that it's shared. So if a box of chocolate comes in and they're individually wrapped, as opposed to a box of mixed nuts where they have to put their hand in and grab it. If you did do a box of mixed nuts, I can suggest that we put a little spoon in there and we maybe brand the spoon, and that gift is kept after the mixed nuts are gone. So these are just some tips that you have for your buyers. And this is what you're uniquely sending them in an email, advising them, or going to the market with them. Stay away from, this is also COVID, stay away from PPE for liability issues. I won't go any further into that. Unless you know the exact sizes, Mrs. Jones, of the people that you're going to send this to, be careful in selecting clothing. You may say, well, he looks like a large, but he's really an extra large. You may go to a young woman and she looks like a woman's large, but she loves double extra large because she likes to sleep in the shirts. It's tough to do as a general thing. Of course, that applies to shirts and pants, but not necessarily to a cap or something else. So be careful with the article of clothing. You don't want to go through the return policy and sending it back and forth until you get the right size. Here, I hope this translates, is my best prospecting tip. How do you get leads for potential Christmas buyers who you do not know from a hole in the wall? The answer is, this is a manila envelope that's available in most stationery stores, most office supply stores. Buy them, buy a dozen, buy 2 dozen. You probably already have them. On the other side of this, I'm only showing one, put your mailing label on there, your name, the company's name, and so on and so forth. In there, put a little letter, and it says, dear, whoever the client is. We like to support our local senior citizen homes and hospitals and such. You will be receiving many holiday greeting cards this year. They're used by senior centers and juvenile centers and schools, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, for decoupage. They love to cut them up, paste them, and use them for a variety of reasons. So we would like you to place any greeting cards you get into this envelope, and we promise you that they will be donated to the appropriate place. Again, I'm kind of backing off on this, not knowing the Australian market as much as the American marketplace, but trust that they do use these things for arts and crafts. However, before you turn these over to the hospital, the senior center, or whatever, you're going to open them up. Every one of these cards is going to have an imprint in there. It's going to say Charlie's lawn mowing service. It's going to say Sam's appliances. It's going to say who knows what. Every one of those is a bona fide lead, because every one of those was purchased by this company, branded by that for them, for somebody. And you now know that the least they do is buy a holiday greeting card. So all you need to do is go online, look at the company, find what you can, and say, I know about you, and I'd like to come and talk to you. Now, this is prospecting for the year 2023. Can't do that now. But if you plan ahead as a marketer and say, I'm going to lay this thing on my customers' desks or give that to them, and hopefully I can receive 100 or 200 greeting cards back in February or January or March, you're now opening the door to more potential sales in 2023. This works, but you got to keep your end of the bargain and donate these cards. So if I'm wrong, they won't take them, forget about it. That's a Brooklyn expression. If I'm right, no big deal. It's going to cost you an envelope and some goodwill to do this, and you'll get a little smile on the face when you donate them where you have to donate. So have every customer, friend, or relative save their B2B greeting cards. They're prospects for you. Donate the cards to a children's hospital, school, or senior citizen. And always ask who selects your holiday gifts. Log it for follow-up. These are live leads of known buyers. I'm not going to spend any time on that. I'm simply going to tell you that we were the first company back in 1986 to pioneer music. Those of you who are old enough to know a CD, we sold millions of greeting cards with a CD in it. I actually had a couple of customers in Australia that did it. And it's the Christmas music that goes around the world. And it was on CD. CDs are diminished greatly. So today we put it on USBs. This is one that shows a greeting card with a USB in here. The beautiful part about this is because it only weighs 1 ounce, which is the lightest it could possibly be. It's got a high perceived value. It's got music in there, and it's got room for all your Christmas music, all your Christmas videos, and so on and so forth. That's a plug for me for the US marketplace, but you've got the same opportunity there without me to say, oh, I can do music. If you have the license and the rights, I'll put it on a USB. I can glue it into a Christmas card. And suddenly you got an extraordinarily inexpensive, high perceived value way of saying Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays in an envelope that mails in the Australian post system for peanuts compared to what any gift would have to ship by UPS or FedEx. So just showing you here, this is the FedEx chart. I reiterate to you that £1 going from my office to your house, which is 5 miles away, is $8.76, plus a $5 surcharge, plus a gas charge, a fuel surcharge, and a holiday surcharge. Right now, even though they show $8.76, the surcharges bring that cost of shipping to $15. Buy early, Mrs. Jones. See if we can ship this by post, because the Australian postal system is still going to be less money than UPS, FedEx, and any other system that you have over in your nation, as opposed to ours. I'm done. I will take some questions. I'm not pitching the line here. The contact me, you're not going to call. You can email me and I will respond. If necessary, I can Zoom or chat with you. But it's joel@soundline.com. The assets that I have are yours. My whole pitch here is to get you off your, call it what you will, ass, call it your fanny, call it your behind, whatever word you use. We have similar language, but different. Get off of it. You got 30 days to get going as a marketer. There's so much business out there, and I know, and I don't know anybody who's listening to this, but I know that you're leaving too much money on the table. There is nothing that 80% of your customers buy something for the holidays. 80% of your customers don't buy anything else in common. It's simply the holidays that have that commonality, and you should cash in now. So either if we have any questions, I'll take them. If not, it's getting on to bedtime here. Not really, but I'll take any questions you may have.
Thank you, Joel, for this fantastic presentation. It was really interesting to see how things are done in the US, and also thank you for adapting your presentation to our Australian and New Zealand members. It doesn't appear to be any questions. So if someone does have a question after the presentation, I will email you Joel's contact details so you can email him direct. Over the coming days, you'll receive a copy of today's recording along with today's PowerPoint presentation. And as I mentioned before, I'll also include Joel's email address as part of that email. We've actually just had a question come through, so thank you, Graham. So the question is, how do you best market foodstuff?
One more time, how can you best market?
How do you best market foodstuff?
Stuff?
So food products.
I'm sorry, I just missed how you best market.
So how do you best market food products? So whether it's chocolate, edible products.
Well, when it comes to edible products, that's an easy one. Get your samples, go into any client, go in physically, because it's hard to eat virtual chocolate. Go into any client at 11 o'clock in the morning and present your food products at 11 o'clock when they're an hour short of lunch and probably hungry, and will be very interested in in tasting a sample of chocolate covered anything. One of the problems for you with the holiday season is shipping food products in the summer is problematic and expensive. So you probably need to market hard candies and products that do not need much dry ice. but going there at lunchtime is very good. As far as marketing everything else, the incentive for a customer to see you is, number one, your head of the curve ability to select unique and different holiday gifts, with the incentive simply being, Charlie, I can give you now a price incentive. Number one, it's early bird, and I can give you a price incentive, saving you perhaps 10 to 20%. If the supplier doesn't play ball with you, I'm not telling you to do price cutting, but to take 10% off of your margins if you're working on 30, 40%, you could do that. But it's a price incentive for me to go to market early and get them to see it. This year, it's even more complicated. Charlie, we all know the supply chain problems we're having. The last thing I want you to do is to be sitting around here in November, 30 days out from the holiday season, worrying about, will they get it? Can they ship it? Can they do it? And all. Let's tuck this away. I don't have to bill you right now, but let's tuck away the order, isolate the inventory, make sure we got it, and you could do that, and see me now. Supply chain. Next is shipping. I'd like to see you now, because if we could do this early, we can save a whole lot of money on shipping whatever it is you're doing, unless you're handing it out to the hospital, to the doctors and nurses in the hospital. I can help you at this point because we can ship early, save money, and do a lot of magic with the shipping charges. So it really makes sense, as well as the stress, by doing it early and going to market with it early. So this is all in the overture that you give to the customers at this time of the year, motivating them to see you based upon price, supply chain, saving money on shipping, and tucking away the stress. That's the only way. Otherwise, it's no different than everything you do for a living, knocking on the door and finding them and finding these customers.
Thanks, Joel. That's a great answer. There doesn't appear to be any other questions, so I think we'll wrap this up. So on behalf of Joel and APPA, thank you for all our participants in joining us today, and I hope you all have a great afternoon. And thank you once again, Joel, for your time.
Thank you.